Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Will's Mediumship and Numerology channel. If you're new to my channel, I'd certainly appreciate both your viewership as well as your subscriptions. Okay, so I'd like to do another channeling session, another mediumship interview. And today's or tonight's guest is the one and only Emmett Till himself. Since I've just uh, performed an interview with Mrs. Donham earlier today, I thought it would be appropriate to see what Mr. Till has to say in regards to his sudden demise. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like this reading as we go through it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share it with others to whom you think might benefit. And be sure to press that subscription button so that you receive all future readings. Okay? Now, I'm sure many of you know the case or the situation or circumstances surrounding Emmett Till's death. So I'm going to spare you providing you with the background regarding this issue. And we're just going to go in and just get right on into specifics. Okay. So in doing this reading, I'm going to select a card from my Tarot Afro-Americana to be the significator, to be the card that I'm going to use in order to channel Mr. Emmett through. And the card that I'm thinking about using is the Page of Cups, because he reminded me, or the Page of Chalices, since we're using this deck here. So I'm going to go in and just seek and I find that card here. All right. And after finding that card, I'm also going to be using my dominoes, as you see here, in order to get or gain some insight into Mr. Till's various attributes. Okay, so we have here, let me see here, we have here the knave, because in this deck they are shown a bit differently here. The cards are referenced a bit differently. So we have the knave of chalices here. Okay, and I've already jotted down a few questions that I'd like to ask Mr. Till, and this should be a very, very interesting session. Okay, so before we begin, ladies and gentlemen, what I'd like to do is just to start off by just saying a quick prayer, okay, to ensure that not only myself but Mr. Till is safe during this experience and there are no lower energies trying to seep in here. So, okay, let's go on and get started here with the prayer. So, dear God, dear Archangel Michael, dear Holy Spirit, dear deceased relatives, mother and father, and all of my angels, I ask that you watch over this experience, making certain that only the messages of God will come through. Please protect both Mr. Till and myself from any malevolent forces. Please help me release my ego fears so that I can clearly see, clearly feel, and know the messages that Mr. Till would like to impart to us today. I ask that only the highest of messages come through at this time. Okay? So, let's go on and get started here. I'm just going to tell you my initial impression that I'm kind of getting here from Mr. Till. This child was a very, 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 very mesmerizing, I'm getting. Very kind. He's giving me the indication that he was very also intuitive, very sensitive, an individual who dreamed incessantly. He was very creative, ladies and gentlemen. He had keen artistic ability that he's showing me. He's saying that, too, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who may not know here, he's saying that he also struggled a lot with his sexual identity, too, that I'm seeing here. He's showing me, giving me a very strong sense that he was very affectionate, imaginative, you know, a non threatening presence, okay? Which means that he was not a threatening source to anybody. Particularly, he was not threatening enough for anyone to kill him, okay? He's telling me that, or showing me that he really liked to study, but he always wanted to be isolated or to just study by himself alone here. A very sweet, kind hearted person. But he often, it seems that he found himself in the midst of conflict, you know, despite the fact that he was very kind. And he was always seemed to have been caught up, I'm kind of getting, in other people's foolishness or drama, if you will. I feel that he's certainly saying that although others saw him as being, a very courageous type person, deep down inside, he said he was very, very insecure and also very shy, which might have contributed to the sexual identity crisis that he has mentioned a little bit here in this reading. All right. So, give me more information about yourself, Mr. Till. Okay. He's certainly telling me that he was a very direct person and determined when he was alive. He says he appreciated structure, ladies and gentlemen, and was concerned more about. It seems that he's showing me stuff connected with like building a an enterprise, or just he was just seems like he was very very much concerned about his business aspirations. Even though he was so young, this is what he wanted to do. He seemed like he wanted to really be a businessman. Okay. He is telling me that he is kind of saddened a bit because he really wanted to create something that would benefit mankind, to benefit, ladies and gentlemen, those who are disenfranchised. Okay. He wanted to become a man, ladies and gentlemen, of influence. And perhaps I'm kind of seeing a sense he's showing me a president. He maybe wanted to be a politician or perhaps a leader, a political leader in some way, even perhaps mayor. Okay, all of those things are possibilities. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, if you like this reading, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with others to whom you think might benefit, and be sure to press that subscription button. So, Mr. Till, we already know pretty much about how you died. Okay, tell me a bit more about any issues that you would like to share with us surrounding your death, or just perhaps where you sustained the most trauma, okay, doing before actually passing. Okay. Well, he's certainly showing me that he died very brutally, ladies and gentlemen. And he's showing me that what really affected him a lot is he's showing me trauma to the upper body parts. It seems like it's the neck, the throat, or the shoulders, or just skeletal issues I'm kind of seeing here that also kind of, really kind of all culminated to kind of cause his death. Of course, these were things that were done to him, but I think that had that whatever they did to him had an impact on that area of getting. Okay. So, Mr. Till, since spirits appear to us in a variety of ways, how do you make your presence known? Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, I haven't forgotten the dominoes. I'm going to also still select those. to just get a sense of his attributes too. Okay, and see if it kind of coincides with what I'm already saying here. All right. Now he's telling me that he appears at like uh, more um, commemorative events or occasions or parties, and perhaps I feel that there is a party or something that may be coming up within his family circle. He's also telling me that he's not alone. He's giving me a strong impression. I'm seeing two other people with him. All right. He says he loves to help people and he offers them much needed advice whenever he has the opportunity to do so. Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to add that I have not asked you? Something that you would just like the world and perhaps your family to know, Mr. Till. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, he's really still carrying a heavy heart, about what happened. And as he should, I'm kind of getting, but of course, when you kind of go over to the other side, you kind of look at things differently, but he's still carrying a heavy heart. And he's saying he experienced a lot of emotional and psychological abuse, I'm kind of getting, okay? Particularly during his earlier years at home, I'm getting, okay? And he's saying that his home life was also riddled with a lot of conflict. And he's really, really having an arduous time forgiving those who caused him harm, you know? And he gives me the impression that he's kind of giving me the impression that he really wants revenge, I'm getting, all right? But on the other hand, he's kind of saying it's like he's very duplicitous in terms of what he's saying here. But he's very happy, however, that despite whatever that may have happened to him, he's very, very pleased that his death really made a significant impact on the world, and perhaps it may have brought some ameliorations, particularly to the area where he was murdered. Okay, he's still a bit depressed. I'm kind of getting, and he's saying that his depression really stems a lot from the trauma that he sustained, um, not only from the people who kind of murdered him, but still the trauma that he went through as a child. I'm getting. And so, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this reading, I'm going to intuitively try to kind of help him move on because he's really not given a clear indication of whether he's been able to cross over successfully here. He's still a bit depressed, although he seems like he's he's glad that his death has made a significant impact, but he's unhappy that he had to go so soon, and that's to be expected, ladies and gentlemen. So, again, I'm gonna pull three tiles out of this dominoes box here. Because usually I would have done this first here. I just rushed into the reading without having pulled these, but I'm gonna go on and just pull three dominoes and just get a sense of more about his attributes. And like I said, it may further echo what I've already indicated. So, Mr. Till, I would like you to guide my hands to the appropriate three tiles here. Okay, he wants this one, this one, and he wants this one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind that if you like this reading, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share with others to whom you think might benefit, and be sure to press that subscription button. All right. So let's look at the tiles that he kind of guided me to select for him. Let's see. We have the tile 4 and 5, ladies and gentlemen. So the 4 there shows that as I to further emphasize what the reading has indicated, his intuitive faculties were very heightened. He was always interested in things of the ordinary. he loved reading and he loved to research, as I indicated, and he was more of a hermit when it came to that because he liked to be alone here. He was very friendly, very physically and mentally active here. That this is kind of indicating here. Okay, I'm also kind of getting a strong indication, ladies and gentlemen, that it also shows that he suffered a lot financially. Okay, that might be due to his family inability to really give him whatever it was that he really needed due to the time and how the structure of the society was at that time. Let's look at the next tile here. We have the blank five there. So the five shows once again that he was very friendly. All right. And then that blank there is almost just like the fool in the tarot, right? So he was very adventurous. He was a risk taker. He was a very, very, excuse me, very, very courageous person. Okay. One that, wow, he was very, one that he would like to do things that ordinary people wouldn't want to do here. All right. Let's look at the third tile here and see what we have here. We have the once again the four. So since we've already talked about that, we have the number three here. So again, it seems that as I said throughout the reading, it seems that his thoughts was more so on business pursuits. So this shows that he was more concerned about materialistic things rather than those things, the spiritual nature. While he did have some spiritual upbringing, I feel that he was more of an investigative type, or he might have even wanted to, ladies and gentlemen, become a scientist. So this is what I have, ladies and gentlemen, with is what he has offered. I'm intuitively showing Mr. Till the way to the light here, and he's accepting. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you give this reading a big thumbs up. If you like it, be sure to share it with others to whom you think might benefit. I also would like you guys to send me over your comments. All right. So, in conclusion, what I like to do is just to share 5 final messages here with Mr. Till's family and to the world at large, remaining messages that he simply wants the world to know. Okay, so I'm gonna just pull 5 messages here from my more mediumship oracle cards here to just see if there are any messages here that Mr. Till would like me to share. And Mr. Till, as I have already shown you the light here, before you leave, okay, I ask that you guide me to the appropriate 5 cards to share here with your family here. And I just might invite you back for another interview. Okay, so let's see what we have. Okay. Well, his first message is that I wish I had told you more often how much I love you. So it looks like it's someone in his family that maybe, because sometimes we, ladies and gentlemen, as humans, take our loved ones for granted. We feel that it should be just a known fact that we love our families, but sometimes it's nice to hear it. Okay, so start saying that you love people today here. If you really love them. Next message. He wants his family not to be afraid. Don't be afraid of his passing. It had to happen that way. Next message. He's saying that despite the fact that I was hurt, I was traumatized, I feel healthy and happy. All right. Next message. All right. He wants his family to know that he watches over them every day. And last message. He wants his family to know certainly that is not their fault because he's telling me that they're holding on to the blame of his passing here because they feel that he was a child and he should have been better protected. But it had to happen that way, ladies and gentlemen. All right? And he wants you to know, last but not least, he's actually guided me to pull one more card. He is with the rest of the family. Isn't that very welcoming to know? So he's not lingering, ladies and gentlemen, although he's still a bit depressed. And like I said, that's, to be expected because of all of the things that he's gone through. Let me know what you guys think about this reading, and should anyone wishes to have a more personalized reading, you can certainly access my website to schedule your reading there, or you can send an email so I can set you up with an appointment. Thanks a lot for your time, and I look forward to hearing your comments. Enjoy your day.